Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So guys, we're back at it with another video again. We're going to Imo State this time around. Emeka Ihedioha, of course, and this is the headline: Supreme Court to review Imo Zamfara judgment on Tuesday. So that's the headline. And by the way guys, excuse my husky voice, I have a bit of a cold. So again, the headline: Supreme Court to review Imo Zamfara judgments on Tuesday. So now let's now find out what the latest development is with this never ending. It's a travesty of justice what happened in Imo State. So now let's now see what the latest development is. The Supreme Court will on Tuesday review the judgment on election petitions in Imo and Zamfara states. In Imo State, candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Emeka Ihedioha, is asking for the reversal of the judgment that sacked him as the elected governor of Imo. A Supreme Court panel led by the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Tanko Mohammed, had in its January 14, 2020 judgment removed Ihedioha as governor of Imo State and declared Hope Uzodinma, candidate of the All Progressive Congress, as winner of the governorship election in the state. Also, the Supreme Court would on the same day sit on the review of the judgment that nullified the victory of the party's candidate at the 2019 general election held in Zamfara state. The Supreme Court had on August the 22nd, 2019 struck out the APC's application, but it was refiled on November 2019 by the party's lawyer, Chief Robert Clark, SAN. The five-man panel led by Justice Olabode Rhodes Vivor had on August the 22nd, 2019 unanimously struck out the application on the grounds that it was incompetent, as the complete judgment of the Apex Court, comprising all the judgments of the five members of the panel being contested by the party, were not attached to the application. So now a technicality was what they used to make a decision on who gets to govern a state. Of course, you can't not use a technicality, something as vague and spurious as what did they say again? As the complete judgment of the Apex Court, comprising all the judgments of the five members of the panel being contested by the party, were not attached to the application. So because a piece of paper was not attached to an information, an application rather, so a decision was then made on who gets to govern a state. That really shouldn't be how it works, because justice is not just the technicalities of the law, but the application of what is fair and equitable. And fair and equitable cannot be applied to a situation where you're just saying that because there's a missing piece of paper, therefore you will make a decision that will impact on the life of millions for 4 years to come. So of course they have to review this, but especially we're looking at that Imo State thing, because we don't really want that precedence set within the Nigerian space where some Malami judge can decide who gets to rule Imo State, overriding the will of the people. Not only did it override the will of the people, the person that they then anointed as the governor of that state actually came fourth, not second, not third, but fourth in that election. So it's a complete travesty of justice, and it is something that cannot sit. And even they are now feeling that, look, this might well be a step too far. So if they review it and reverse it, then they can sort of package it away and they can say, okay, we're not hardliners and we're willing to accept where we make an error and make amendments. But if they double down on ignorance, this is really going to be a real stain on the judicial system of that country. And this Tanko Mohammed, by the way, is only there at the generosity or the largesse of Malam Buhari no more. As soon as Malam Buhari is gone, he leaves that position too. So really, we need to be a bit more considered, but of course these people never have any consideration, because every time, and you see this countlessly and endlessly, you saw it under Obasanjo, you saw it under Goodluck Jonathan, you are seeing it under the Malam Buhari now. Every time that anybody gets into that Aso Rock space, they are subsumed by this consummate sense of power, as though that is a never-ending thing, that they will never live there. But of course they will live there, because the Nigerian constitution stipulates that they should live there. Although now Malam Buhari is telling them in the Senate to review the constitution, and you know that the Senate president is his own boy, so maybe they will now tell us laterly that he can be president for life. I don't know. So but still, if we are operating under the constitution, then we must defend that constitution, and we must defend especially that sense of equity and balance. And that sense of equity and balance and fair play is not resonating with what came out of the Supreme Court with regards to Emeka Ihedioha especially. I am particularly disappointed and angered by this judgment. I have no stake in it. I am an Oyo man. I'm from Oyo Alafin, so I have no real stake in it, but my stake in it is in the equity and the justice and the will of the Imo people being paramount over everything else. Because we saw this with Senator Adeleke when the people voted for him and they said no, but because Senator Adeleke is a bit of a clown, nobody really rose to his defense. But this Emeka Ihedioha is not a clown, and it's what the people of Imo State want, and it is what the people of Imo State have chosen. So it is not up to Tanko Mohammed to tell the people of Imo State who gets to rule them. It is the people of Imo State who will say who is going to rule them. So they are reviewing it now, and with the hope that they do reverse it to save themselves more than anything else. Conversations in the comment section, they are starting to feel the pressure. What says you? Come share thoughts about all this with me in the comment section. But before you do that, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray. The bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Then come tell me what you're making of this now new positioning that the Supreme Court is adopting in the comment section. So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation on with you in the comment section. But here I say peace.